Hello, welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things I seem to step on. Happy Friday. It's good to be talking to you. We are now through or almost through our second week in January. I hope you are having a good one. I'm excited to talk today. We've been focusing on audiobooks. And I'm excited to talk today about script interpretation, because I think whether it's audiobooks or any sort of type of voiceover work, script interpretation is, vital to the overall direction of your performance and how you interpret a script. How you interpret a transcript, a commercial script, any sort of, script, and the directions that are given. So through that script, determines a lot of times whether you get the job, all right? Also determines what kind of story you tell. Does that make sense? So we're going to kind of dive into script interpretation today and how that can really help you on your voiceover journey. All right, so first off, I think just so you understand what script interpretation is. So basically, and it's taken on so many more meanings now. But at the core of what it is that you have a script in front of you, and when you read that script, right, paired with direction or no directions or directions, right, you decide, you form an opinion about how you should perform that script or how it should be done. Okay? You can also kind of look at this as being the director, right? Because nowadays, especially all of us at a home studio, unless we are in a live directed session, we are the directors. We're directing ourselves. That doesn't mean we don't get direction from the client, but we are directing ourselves through script interpretation, through the way that we see the script and decide it should be done, the opinion we form about it, all right? The opinion of how we think it should be said, okay? And through that opinion, right, we then create our performance. So script interpretation / direction, or being the director, if you want to think of it that way, okay, means that we are creating an opinion. I've talked about opinions in the past, but we're creating an opinion about how we should say or deliver that message. Okay, that's what script interpretation is. And if you kind of boil that down or strip away all of the fanciness of it, you could see how important it is to match up with what you believe should be happening with what is actually coming out of your mouth or how you're actually doing it, right? This manifests itself, especially in beginning voice actors, through mistakes. So let me explain. If you're in that place, because I remember this like it was yesterday. You have a script in front of you, you're reading it, and every other sentence, for example, you make a mistake. I mean, you say a word wrong, or it doesn't come out right, or there's a hiccup in how you say something and you have to stop and go back. This is typically a result because in your mind, the opinion you formed about the script, how you've interpreted it, and the message that you want to relay is not manifesting itself through your actual performance. So you've not been able to match up what you think it should sound like with what's actually coming out of your mouth. And because of that, your brain hears that and it says, and it stops you. There's no finer example of this than if you were to take headphones or earplugs and you were to put them on so that you can't hear yourself speak, and then you were to read a script out loud and you record it, you will not make a single mistake. I have done this so many times. I have coached other people who have done it, and it blows their mind every single time. If you cannot hear yourself and you read out loud and you record yourself, you will not make a mistake because your brain, in essence, is not getting in the way. Okay? It's not computing and say, oh, wait, the opinion I formed about this, the way I've interpreted it, is not how it's sounding to me. So there's a disconnect there, and you make a mistake, you pause, you hiccup, all this stuff, and the word's said wrong, or it's not flowing right, and your body stops you. It's incredible. By the way, if you're really interested, I mean it. You get some some of those really like good noise canceling headphones or something to where you really can't, even if you can barely hear yourself speak. I mean, it will blow your mind because we don't have an issue reading. Okay, I mean, when I first started, I was like, what is wrong with me? I mean, I feel like I'm a well-educated person. I have a master's degree. I've been a teacher for years. I've been an actor for years. I've done so, you know what I mean? I've done so much. But the act of reading out loud a script that I've not practiced and memorized was difficult without messing up. And as time went on, and I realized that this was because there was a clear disconnect between my script interpretation, my opinion that I formed about the piece, and what I was actually doing. So that's the first big thing, and it's incredible, and I challenge you to try it. It'll blow your mind. The second thing is, how do we then go, from understanding, okay, well, I'm not matching the two up. How do I match them up? Okay. Well, a great way to do this first is to start to listen to other performances that you believe match, let's say, the archetype that you're going for. All right. So like in Ifio's Journey Elite Academy, we teach 4 overall principles in voice acting. All right. And these principles play off each other, and one builds off of the other, right? We've built an assessment around this, and our training, right? Our 6-month sessions and everything, we train voice actors on this. So these principles, right, are from archetypes to modes of expression, okay, script interpretation, and emotional range. And we teach this because each one of these plays a role in the other one and helping a voice actor become a better performer. But one of the best ways to match all this up is to find a performance, many performances, through demos, through commercials, that you feel sounds like the archetype one of the archetypes you want to create for your voiceover business. Okay? And remember, I like to use archetypes as ways for us to be able to perform without spending months trying to memorize lines and discover that character. So a lot of actors and stage actors and even film actors, right? We have time to work on discovery. As a voice actor, you don't have time. Right? We don't have time. Time is money for us. Okay, so so creating pre-done characters, all right, is what we do with archetypes. So picking performances that you can listen to, that you say, okay, I identify in my mind that opinion of that I have of that performance, okay, is X. And now I'm going to perform a piece, and my job is, in my mind, to try to imitate, right? We've been talking about imitation this week as well. Imitate the cadence, the feel, the tone of that piece or pieces that I've identified as being what I think it should be, right? That particular archetype or whatever should be that I'm doing. So I can then compare and contrast those and to see how those are. So this is you working alone, right? This is you working alone. Being a part of a group like the Academy or working with a coach, all right, can allow you to have a trained ear listen to what you're doing and seeing if they match up. And this is an important thing too, because remember, not everybody is actually trained as an actor, all right, or as a coach, or as a director. Do you know what I mean? And that doesn't mean that people can't teach at all. It doesn't matter who they are. But, the reality is that I work with a lot of people, and it's evident to me too that, just like a specialist, right? So it's important to work with specialists or a place like the Academy or something that gives you a soundboard, a place where that you can bounce that off of and see if you were doing right. Sorry, my dogs are barking in the background. So does that make sense? So I think that here, that's another way for you to, be able to match up in your script interpretation what you think you are doing and what is actually happening. Now, the third part about this, I want to we'll end it here. And there's so much more to discuss about this, and then practicing and working on it, is auditioning. So let's just talk about auditioning real quick and how this plays such a vital role. You might be a person who's not winning any auditions. You might be a person who's really struggling to get work. It's not the opportunities that you're finding the problem, because maybe you're getting auditions on a regular basis, right? Whether you're on a pay-to-play platform or not, but you're just not winning them. Okay, this could be a clear indication that your script interpretation / the way you're directing yourself is not matching up with what the people who are looking to hire you are looking for, right? It's not matching. And the best way to figure that out too is to work with somebody who can listen to it, who has more experience in that field, or who's trained in being, an actor, an acting coach, a director. Okay, that's very helpful, because that way you could be like, hey, is this sound? This is what I'm trying to accomplish, and this is what I'm doing. Does it match up to you? And interestingly enough, I find that most people don't actually get that far when they go to do a voiceover of articulating what they're trying to accomplish. This is so important, to actually articulate what you're trying to do. I'm trying to, relay this type of message. I want the listener to feel this. All right, this is my audience, and I want them to be moved by, and this is what I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to do it. You need to start articulating what you're doing and trying to match it up with what's coming out of your mouth. This is focused effort, focused practice, as opposed to just reading nonstop for no reason. Now, reading out loud, getting comfortable with reading out loud in front of a microphone, absolutely, that's a skill, and it's something you work on. But the hyper-focused, work of saying, this is what I'm trying to do, and then doing it and seeing if those two match up, getting opinions, from people who are professionals. It's great to get opinions from everybody. All right, and group members, that's wonderful, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's fantastic. We have an amazing group of VO's Journey Lead Academy, as well as a VO's Journey Facebook group. But at some point, too, you have to understand that the people who are giving you that advice, too, they also could be working on their stuff, and they might not be trained as a voice actor or as an actor or as a coach or as a director. They might not have done any of that. They might not even have any of that experience. And that doesn't mean that they're not giving you good advice, but it just means that make sure that you're also seeking, you take that advice and with a grain of salt as well, and you're also seeking advice from people who have that training and experience as well. So both are very valuable. I hope that this has really helped you today start to just creak open a door that is an incredible world of acting and voice acting, and through just the simple idea of script interpretation, there's so much more there. And as we as actors, voice actors, explore and practice this, can become so much better and so much in tune with ourselves, so that the performances really come to life without the tremendous effort each time and the wondering, If you're ever in that place right now where you're just wondering, am I doing this right? Or is this, is this what somebody wants to hear? Or what am I going to sound like today? I remember that. I used to be like, what am I going to sound like today? Like, how am I going to try to make my voice sound? You know what I mean? Like, if you're in that place, I hear you. I remember it. So, that's what these like 4 pillars that we teach in the academy and things like that work on. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. All right. Hey, check out VO's Journey Elite Academy. We'd love to have you over there, but have a good weekend and take it easy. Bye-bye.